Liberia was highlighted as one of the panelists. We had a successful time there. Trust me, yeah.
Liberia being highlighted as one of the panelists, I know it means so much for the country. But how has the country been faring as a member of this regional bloc?
Well, you know very well Liberia, yes, has been a bit lower in terms of having its activities at the lavish level comparatively with other countries like Ghana, Gambia, and of course Kenya and other countries.
Is it because of the size of our economy or because of certain obligations that we are not meeting up with?
Yes, actually, when we talk about credit unions activities in the country, we measure it by the number of stronger credit unions that you have, cooperatives that you have. And of course, in the Gambia, they have about 67 of those credit unions, and one credit union, the teachers credit union, has 36,000 membership. Now in Liberia, comparatively, we have our teachers credit union. We are just bringing it down to 3,000.
Wow!
So we have a potential of 16,700 teachers in Liberia, which we are to work very strongly to be able to include them into the cooperative financial sector. And that's one thing that we are driving towards. But strongly, I think the teachers credit union is quite doing well. We want to be very appreciative with the parent body, the National Teacher Association, and that of the management team of the association there. They have been doing very well. So like we have LPRC, yes, we have the Port Authority. Those are institutions that we have. But actually, we need credit unions or financial cooperatives that have stronger, huge numbers. So we are trying to identify one institution.
Has that been established already?
Well, trust me, I don't know. Chap, we try our best to have this institution well organized at the police. I mean, can you believe I spent more than 1 year plus to do presentations with the hierarchy of the police, and even with the army, and we brought people from Rwanda, we brought people from Malawi, we brought people from Nairobi, Ghana. High class police officers came and met with Mr. Talo. Everything went down to the drainage. They were all flushed out. I mean,
what is the problem? What have the hierarchy of the police been saying to you?
Trust me. For every time I went, it was like a game.
Or is it because maybe the police got low salary? That's why.
But those are the people that we need. Inclusivity into the cooperative sector needs people with lower salary. We want the marginalized. We want the unreached. We want the unbanked in a population. We want the most destitute, vulnerable groups. Those are the people that we want to deal with. Our intent is not to deal with primarily with people in the elite economic situation. We're talking about dealing with people. But you can imagine, the thing is all over. We try our best to try to make Liberia to have a just spot on the international scene when it comes to cooperative issues. But trust me, I mean, sometimes we try our best, but the leadership is not willing. One is maybe that we don't have the political will.
Okay.
And if we had
is there a need for the political will? I'm talking about in this institution.
Strongly.
Okay.
Trust me. With the political will starts from maybe from the Cooperative Development Agency, from the Ministry of Agriculture. But trust me, even the current minister, if you went and asked him about credit union, you will say, what is that? They don't, because the marketable aspect in terms of reaching out to the public, it starts with the Cooperative Development Agency.
Maybe it's just a new phenomenon that many people don't know.
Credit union is not a new phenomenon.
Because maybe many people used to like
no, credit union, we were the first in Africa.
Okay.
Nairobi was second to us. Third was Ghana.
So Liberia
During
started
pre-war.
credit union business before.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, you will not believe it. All our standing rules were all transferred to Ghana. Yes. People from other sub-regions, Cameroon and other places, they borrowed from Liberia. Reintegrated into the international scene from the cooperative sector. And we are doing our best. That's why we are trying to talk about international bodies, which I want to be very thankful to God that we have the upper hand on our partners. You know, quite recently we had the German, we had the Irish League, we had the Canadians, and of course the US Kuna. They were all here, and they are willing to provide maximum support. That's why we need a stronger team at the Cooperative Development Agency. And strongly.
I know it's this same pattern of financial inclusion that in the West is referred to as corporate banking. You have it here now, and I want us to go back to the police because we talked several times here.
I think we did.
You were in the talking about how you were upbeat about starting this with the police, and now you are here today still expressing disappointment that this hasn't started. There is a new leadership at the police now.
Yeah.
Are you ready to engage them again? And if so, what are you taking to them this time? How important is this for the security sector? Let me just put it that way.
Let me. We met in Mombasa, in Nairobi, Kenya, and we discussed certain strategies for Liberia.
Okay.
Recently, I met with the international African head, George Obano, and we were discussing how we could strategize again to engage the new political leaders in terms of the police, the new leadership. But we just want to form one credit union called Liberia Security Credit Union.
That will not only be police.
It will not only be police.
Wow.
So we will have immigration coming in. We will have the national police coming in. We will have the NSA coming in. The entire security sectors, except for the army. The army will have their own unique institution established, and that will do very well for them. It's doing well in Ghana.
How is it possible, and how would this run?
The point is that they will manage their own funds. We are only there to facilitate, to organize, to facilitate the organizing of this institution, and ensuring that we build up their capacities, train them, and build a very strong leadership to manage it. At the same time, we provide, the credit union is a professional institution. It's not like the club. We have a set financial technology, something like a platform for financial management system. And we also train our leadership. And our leadership is divided into three. We have the board of directors, we have the supervisory committee, we have the management team. And we train the management team for the day-to-day operation of the credit union. We train the board of directors for strategic policy development and supervision of the entire credit union activities. And we train the supervisory committee for internal audit purposes. So these three bodies come together, build up a functional management team of the institution. Where are they from? They are from the same members of the security sector. Who are going to be the manager? Who going to identify one person or maybe somebody from out? Because our fear is that if a sergeant is just a manager, and a connecting and said, "Oh, give me this money," using those kind of military or security and a threat, the person will say, if you don't give it, you see what I will do. So no matter, we'll bring one person out that will be included into the leadership, and that person will be affected by the same security, the same management team from the team, the members. So that's how it operates. But they are also audited That's how professional our institutions are like.
Okay, so audit is also part of
Yeah,
the
we conduct annual audits.
Yeah, but listening to you, the discussion you're talking about the political will, it sounds as if you've only been engaging in the hierarchy of these security institutions. One point is sometimes those in the hierarchy make better salaries, and they think that you know that is not important because, like you said, this is aiming at those with low salary, those who are, at the lower level. Have you been opportune to even engage these people, to speak to them,
The
and
lower.
the lower ones, to tell them the importance? So maybe they will be the one now to start to engage their bosses and say, look, you need to agree for us to do this because we know the financial benefit of this.
Yes, we did it. But you know what? I don't know, the security in the security sector, they have chain of command,
Sure.
and you don't play with that.
Mm.
So if you are just a sergeant and you are just a desk officer, and we're talking about building a strong financial institution within your entity, and you want to be talking, the next day they will transfer you to another zone. So there are a lot of politics in it in the security sector. So he did not go to that level.
Yeah.
So the first thing, as we went down, they say go up to 100. Or when 100 said up to 10 or 101 or to 108. We were there in our office with one Monba guy passing here and there. In fact, it was like a mockery to us. Yes. Trust me, I think what we need to do is to create a transformed strategy a strategy that will be very strategic in ensuring that we get into the security sector. Maybe without going to say police, we're going to have just a security credit union and find somewhere that will host us.
Okay, you're listening to the Bumper Show. We have as guest on this last segment of the program the managing director of the Liberia Credit Union National Association, is also known as ELCONA, Mr. Yabazwo Buzewe. He's our guest on this last segment of the program, and we are talking about credit union as a cooperative. So you listening, just keep all of your questions, keep all of your comments and your recommendations, because later on the program, of course, we will have your participation right here. Organizing, okay, just looking at the, like, for institutions, the police, I know Freeport and all of these areas, that's the institutional part, right? But is it possible with communities? Can you organize if a community comes today and say, we do a little business in this community, we need your training to organize ourselves into a credit union? Is it possible for ELCONA to intervene?
Well, that brings up, to answer that question, I would say, let's first start with how many types of credit unions do we have?
Okay.
That will help.
Okay.
And I think it will help to, for you to modify your question.
Okay.
Further. And the types of credit unions we have, for Liberia, let's take three. We have what we call the community-based credit union, as you just mentioned.
Okay.
The community policies and explain to them the new dynamism in terms of the guiding their financial resources, and of course the governance system and the feedback in terms of resources they are to gain at the end of the year annually, and how the crayon is quite different from that of the club. Crayon doesn't close at the end of the year. It's a continual process. February, January, you can go and access your phone, your loan club, and the credit union. And we explained all these basic things to them. Of course, that's just the community-based credit union.
Community-based.
Okay. Then we have the employee-based credit union, where, of course, LBS is one of those institutions that are being behind, like the police too. Because I came here one time,
Mr. Bosu,
presented.
aren't you pushing too much here?
We have done. We go through the how you call it, the employee union.
Okay, but Joseph Sionana, the new head now,
But
so
then-
start engagement with him.
Okay, I will try my best again. I
Yeah.
think that will be the 4th times, but I will not stay.
No, don't give up on this one.
No, I won't give up.
Okay.
But I know something will come out, and we work with you. The issue is that we want to abort something they call harassment of staff and build up the integrity of the employees. Trust me, at the end of every month, you'll find out. I don't care which institution, how organized that institution is. Vendors will come here running behind employees for their loan or whatsoever money. It happens all over.
They say pay money.
They say pay money, he pay, where pay. There are a lot of things. Use pay, everything here. They will come for their money. It's disgraceful. Sometimes you see a wife coming in employee environment. My husband did not come in home with pay, this and that. In fact, we did not eat, this and that. We are there to solve those problems.
Okay.
Every human resource problems attached to employees, the cooperative credit unions are there to mitigate those issues on the job. So we relax the tension, stress on the management. But tell me, look, if we were 2 years ago in this place, I'm telling you, the people who have been here for 20 years are not build homes. They should have been able not to build homes. I'm telling you, it's just quite easy. And we have the strategy. We are just trained to that.
Okay.
And that's why. So the next type is the agricultural credit union.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. For the agricultural sector, no bank willing to give any loan to any farmer, new farmer, old farmer. I said you are well established.
Hearing about that.
So we are there to fill in that gap. And that's why we need a stronger team at the Cooperative Development Agency that will be able to drive the entire vision of the cooperative movement. So trust me. And this is something that if Liberia will be successful in providing, food for its people, it must start with the cooperative segment. In the absence of that, I'm telling you that we will have
How many credit unions do we have across the country today?
Let me tell you something. When I took over, we had only 5 credit unions in Monrovia here.
Okay.
But after 2-3 years, what we did was that we decided to open up to clubs calling themselves credit unions. We have 425 credit unions. After
to date, we have
no.
Okay, you're talking
that
about
was
clubs now.
5 years ago.
Okay,
5 years ago. So
Okay.
what we did, we standardized. We created policies, standards that every credit union must meet. At the end of the day, we realized that we have only 30 credit unions. We reduced 420 to 30 credit unions around the country.
Wow.
When we did that, the last convention was very poor because you had to meet a standard, a standard requirement before you become credit union. When we said that, we start to build up, and now I can tell you that in and around this city of Mosorado in Liberia, we have 127.
127.
Yes. So
credit
what we
unions.
did, all the 127, because we don't have the capacity to go to the legal counties, we decided to focus ourselves only on Mosorado for now.
So the 127 only in Mosorado?
No. In Mosorado, we have about Mosorado, Mangibi, and Bon. We have now 11. That means those are standard credit unions that have met all requirements that are paying dues to Econa.
Okay.
So the other credit unions out there will let them yet until our capacity can be built. But you know what? We do everything on our own. Our vehicles, we purchase our vehicle. They are maintained by us. They are the running costs and the salaries. We pay our own salaries as a national association.
Is there a fixed number of membership for the credit union?
The statutory requirement is 300.
Okay, you should be
300 with a capital requirement of 1.5 million or
Liberian-
three, let's say 1.5 million.
Liberian
Liberian
dollar?
dollars, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's start taking your contributions. 080514096 0777835 Mr. Yabazu Buzewe, the managing director of the Liberia Credit Union National Association, is our guest on this last segment of the program. You have questions for him, you can call and put your questions through. You have comments you want to make, you can also have that coming in through those numbers. Let's hear from this person. Hello. Hello, lost that caller 07778358620 080514096. The number you can call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you live on the Bumper Show.
Yeah.
Tell us your name, where you come. Okay, go ahead.
This is Ishmael Adikins, and I call you from Foya.
Okay, Ishmael from Foya. Ishmael, make your point.
Thank you so much, and we've been listening to our studio guest Edis for his nice explanation when it comes to that credit union that he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my question now. We are far off from the capital city. We are with Foya. And I think certain part of years ago, hearing about this Akuna. And then, but up to present, they have not been here in that.
Ishmael?
Yeah.
Okay, just move a little bit from where you are standing or seated right now. Probably it will bring you in clearly. Okay, go ahead. Let's take you at that. Wow. Ishmael, your line is kind of breaking. Sorry, just change your location. Call us back. We will be here to take your call. 07778358620 080514096 are the numbers you can call, and you will be live here on the Bumper Show talking to the managing director of the Liberia Credit Union National Association, Mr. Yabazu Buzewe. He's our guest on this last segment, and we discussing credit union as a cooperative. So if there you have interest, call us on those numbers, and you will be live on the program. But Mr. Buzewe, let me ask you about. Okay, let me take this call, then I'll come back to you. This line seems to be giving a little bit of problem. Talking about your relationship with the cooperative is what, because the cooperative is an institution all by itself, and the Credit Union National Association, I'm sure, should have a working relationship with the that's the the Cooperative Association of Liberia, right? To have this relationship with them before, I'm sure you can agree to bring more of these credit unions into cooperative. What is the current working relationship between your two organizations?
Well, actually, a relationship that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the parent? Who is the child?
The Cooperative Development Agency is the parent body for all cooperatives in Liberia.
Okay.
And we fall in the category of, financial cooperative.
Okay.
So we are actually one of the offsprings of the Cooperative Development Agency. Okay. So we do work together, but the one of the issues that we have, as I said, is just the recognition that should be accorded to the cooperative agency by even the parent body, which is the Ministry of Agriculture, and that of the cooperative development agency to Akuna, to the credit union.
When you say recognition, are you not being recognized by them?
My surprise at all times is that you'll find that even the Minister of Agriculture don't even know about about us being part of the cooperative segment. Yes, and it happened on a Janet, it happened on other ministers. So what we need to do, I think there's a need that will build a relationship between the credit union movement with the Ministry of Agriculture directly, and then even passing through the Ministry of CBA, because sometimes it's like a dormant situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Fine. Is this concern? Is this here BC?
Yes, you live on the Bumper Show.
Okay. My name is Tamba F. Tengbe, calling from Dagestan community.
Where is the Dagestan community?
It's located Banasville, Drivers Market.
Okay, let's hear from you, sir. Go ahead and make your point.
I listened to the brother in the studio concerning the cooperatives.
Okay.
And where Atari, we formed one of the cooperatives there. And cooperatives at that time really benefited us as workers.
Okay.
But prior to the war, everything went hatter-scatter.
Okay.
What I would like to know is, those of us, those cooperatives that were in existence before the war, many of us, our money left inside. What can... Yes.
Mr. Buzewe?
Yeah.
You have answer to this one?
Actually, I think he has rights to what he's saying, and we stand ready to work with those institutions, if established, to be able to actually pay their money back on certain arrangement. We are doing the same thing with the regional credit unions around the country. We're ensuring that we audit them. But again, it is difficult because those leadership that were there,
they're talking about
they are not there. So it's just a difficult issue. So, but I will encourage him that we need to meet and discuss.
Okay. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I'm out here now.
Yes, you call from Lofa?
Yeah, from Puya, Lofa.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're clear now. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Buziwai. Thank you so much. You know, as I was saying, a certain part of 2 years ago or 3 years ago, that same credit union, they came down here. They even to us, we even have some structure down here, but up to present, they have not been completed. And then we have been left into dilemma. What can they do now to reach us to the fullest, so that we can put things together and then how things can kick off from this side? Because we are far off from the capital city, and then up to that time, up to present, things have not been going on well without a credit union. And then he's talking about, especially Mr. Buzin, I think they know about
you people started investing already. You people put some money into it.
Yes, they came here. Joseph Bembo was the one that was controlling the whole thing. They even having some books. We bought them small here. They even started doing construction. Now the construction, they reach to the wall level, they leave it. Up to present, it is there. That only a few days, the men are here, the manager are here. He tried to put zinc over it. And up to present, we cannot hear from them. So I want to understand how far or how best to come here to Fuya here, because we are far off from them.
Okay, Mr. Buzewe.
Yeah, yes. What really happened was that it was a project-led credit union attached to trust saving credit unions in Ganta. So World Council of Credit Union came here, and of course they established those institutions. They hand them over to us. The board directors met recently they asked me to see how we can initiate ongoing activities with them. We are planning our activities to get back to them. They have their structure. It's just to meet with them and see how we can revitalize the entire process in 4 years.
Mm.
Indeed,
Union, Mr. Buzewe,
yeah,
defaulting, is one of the concerns of some people who want to join. Some
Yeah.
people, who see it as something that they've been encouraged to get into. If you are in a credit union and you have a leadership that maybe, yes, it's not periodic, like you said, like the crops, but when it's time for maybe someone to get their money up after investing into the credit union, and probably there is mismanagement or so, how is it handled?
that is why I told you from the beginning we have 400 and more credit unions. We
Okay.
set standard, and you have to meet that standard before you operate. We came up to how much? 30, and from there we came up to 127.
Mm.
So what we are saying, if any of the 30,
So it means that there is no case of mismanagement in these credit unions.
there are,
Okay.
and we rectify it with instance what we have already settled there. So we train them how to identify those risks within the credit union, and we also train them how to do assessment of various risks that they see as anything they see as a problem.
Okay.
And for the mitigation process, we have we train some people, the Shell Center in Gambia on that. So we train our people a lot on these issues. But those days, we did not have no formal training.
Okay.
So we were like contacting international bodies, bringing them over to Liberia to recognize us, and we started to move on. So now, of course, there are policies, there are standards being set. You will not just come and go. That's why we annually audit every client. Besides that, we never had our fee officers team organized those days.
Mm.
But now our team officers are there, and they move to credit unions as when we have any grapevine information. Or we go in and identify it, rectify it on the spot, and ensure that the management or the board of directors go there to mitigate that within the soonest possible time. So that's the type of work we are doing, supervision. So indeed, the supervision is very strong, and we think that things are going well. But if you hear about people defaulting, those were 1980.
Okay.
The old man I just talked. That was 1980. So in 1980, of course, things were like, or not. I mean, people were organized, but the war again, you can't just everybody can be. You can't hold the credit union movement responsible for that. Because all left this country. Banks and all failed. We're victimized in the process.
There was a program you held years back, and it brought together top, actors of the credit union. I remember that the head of the African segment, when he spoke, he recommended, he was saying something that there should be a bank for credit union, and it was met with applause that yes, probably there was something underway on that. Did that discussion continue?
Yeah, it was well materialized. We have now what called the Central Finance Facility, where we will go in to take loan to credit unions can come in and take loan.
But that is not in Liberia.
It is here now.
Okay, it's in Liberia.
It's in Liberia. We have established that. In fact, the leadership will be ushered in very soon, and credit unions will be bringing in funds. Of course, that we're just waiting for the audit to be done, because all credit unions will be audited, and they are in the process now, because you got to give 2 months, 3 months for after the financial period of December for them to be audited. So immediately after the audit, they're going to remit the amount that they have to send to that.
So the loan will only be for members of credit union.
Credit unions, only credit unions, institutions.
Okay.
We give it to institutions, not individual.
Okay.
So you now turn and give it to your members. So that has been well established, and we have done the training, we have done the policies, everything is put into place.
Okay, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
But what is your take on some bankers who think that the issue of credit union will undermine the banking sector?
No, it will not, because normally we collaborate with the banks. All our funds are placed within the bank.
Okay.
We are intermediary institution. We work between the lower institution, the clubs, the social clubs save with us, and we save with the individuals. Social clubs save with the credit unions, and the credit unions save with the bank. In fact, they are our partners in progress. We take huge loan from them and give it to credit unions. Normally, we have issue almost like 3 to 5 million United States dollars to our credit unions in this country. So assuming if LBS were like organized those times, the time I came over, then we were going to work with them and see how we can empower. I don't like to see
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
workers. I don't like to see workers, looking out for gasoline for their cars. Weekend you're looking for money all around. No, there are funds available. So if you want to FPRC now, you remember the credit, just what you say. I want this. Just go and sign a form. I need 10,000 for my weekend. We'll give it to you.
Okay, but meaning that you put in something in, right?
Yes, that's like that. You will be owing huge amount, but that is just to make you to be a man.
Okay,
A real man. You went somewhere, your friends sitting and taking cool beer, and you don't have nothing to offer. I mean, you have to get something on the floor. So if you come again and there's a full problem, some emergency issue, you have some inputs to do. So the president is there to just make you to be a real man.
Do you have an estimate of how much the credit union sector today in Liberia is worth?
Yes, that's a statistical issue. We did it last year. For the 5 credit unions, we did it on 7 credit unions. Okay, just the employee base. We went to about 6 million plus.
6 million like US dollars. Okay.
Then we had a Liberian component as well. That went to about I think 500 million. The Liberian component.
Okay, so
the Liberian direct component. But I will bring the statistics. I didn't bring it on the wall there.
Okay.
So I will.
And that was in 2023.
That was in 2022, 2023.
Okay.
So we are now 2022. So now the team is working on 2023. But that will be done after the audit.
Okay.
Because we got to make sure we have statistics from the audit report.
Why do you think, Mr. Buzewe, that people, workers, community dwellers should get involved with this issue of credit union?
To relieve stress.
How?
We provide the credit unions is for your retirement. That's one thing. Let me tell you something. If you compare the credit unions to that of the NASCOM, you put in your funds to the credit union. Let me tell you something. If you are very balanced or in good order with the credit union, you can build 2-3 horses within 1 year time. It happened with the teachers credit union. When we started up, and I told the teachers credit union that the most important thing is to build homes for the teachers. Now there's a guy in Banga. The guy got his master from the credit union because the credit union sponsor it. He also got he built 2 horses from the credit union. He told loan.
Wow.
Yes, I think he took about $12,000 US, and he paid back.
Okay.
So this is what we are saying. So once you are focused and you have a good family, and you are focused and you saving with the credit union, you can do the plus.
Okay.
Extra.
Okay, Mr. Buzewe, we wrapping up now.
Yeah.
Anything finally from your end?
Yeah. I just want to inform the credit union movement that next year, February, we will be having all credit unions within the West African region coming to Liberia. So there will be a credit union cooperative festival in Liberia. In October again, we're going to go to Nairobi, where we'll be celebrating
October this year.
October this year.
Okay.
We will be celebrating indeed the credit union Continental Cooperative Festival in India. So we will we have everything possible. Also want to say a great thanks to the University of Liberia family. They have established their credit union. It's functional, doing very well, and they are capitally based. So we are looking at the legislative credit union, the legislature credit union. We have initiated the process. One, Mr. Saleh is there as our appointment. and we are hoping that we will complete that process. Of course, ELBC will not be left out this year.
Yeah, please,
We'll know that
please.
ELBC will be strong and functional, and we're going to have their real credit union moving.
Okay, Yabazwo Buzewe is the managing director of the Liberia Credit Union National Association.
Having said this, I want to say thank you very much for the thank you, Jab, and also the family of ELBC for this opportunity giving me to come and speak to my people.
You're welcome. This is public service, and let me say that's how we will call it a day on this one. But keep tuned very shortly. Let me bring you a bit of this song, and when we come back, we call it a quit on the program.